Okay, so this is lesson 1.7, page 20. This is about planning investigations, how to plan your own investigation and how to plan your own report. So I will give you about an example about Cassini and we will explain how to plan and how to investigate and how to write a report by using the example which is Cassini's example. So Cassini was watching a film about dolphins. She observed that dolphins have to swim very fast to catch fish. So, in your opinion, what is the question? If she watched that the dolphin have to swim very fast to catch the fish, we have a lot of questions. One of these questions is how how or what is the effect of the speed? What is the effect? Is it the mass? Is it the shape? Is it the length? I don't know. So what affect the speed of a object inside the water, of a dolphin, of in general an object inside the water? So Cassini wondered what affects how fast things can move through water. So what object, what term that affect the things that moves inside the water? Cassini was questioning her observation. So first step she observed. She observed the dolphin is moving through the water. Second, she asked a question. What's step number three? Let's go back and see what's step number three. Step number three is to make a hypothesis. What the hypothesis? Now, if we are just asking ourselves, there is a lot of hypotheses. Maybe she will write her own hypothesis that maybe mass affect the speed. Now, one of students in year 7, he will know that the shape or the surface area affect the speed because of water resistance, right? This is from your pre-knowledge, right? So you can use your own pre-knowledge to write a hypothesis. So one of these hypotheses may be mass, maybe shape, maybe length, I don't know. You will use one and you will do your own experiment. If it's true, you will continue. If it's not true, you will come back to draw out another hypothesis. So, Cassini decided to carry out an experiment or investigation to find out if the mass or shape of an object affects the speed with it moves in water. Investigations are ways of obtaining evidence or proof for a scientific question about an observation. So what's the meaning of investigation? It's a way of obtaining evidence. So it's like an evidence or proof for scientific questions. Before Cassini could write down a plan of her investigation, she had to decide which question she wanted to answer. So the first step is to write the question. If you want to write the investigation or the plan of the investigation, you should write the question. So please open page 20 of your textbook and see what Cassini wrote in her notebook. And if I want to read it for you, Cassini wrote that I have decided to investigate how the shape of the object affects how long it takes to fall through water. So this is the question. I have decided to investigate how the shape of an object affects how long it takes to fall through water. Now, Cassini decided to test the shape of an object on the speed it moves through the water. If she wants to test the shape with respect to the speed, she should or she must do an experiment concerning the shape of an object and the speed of it through the water. So the shape of an object is called a variable. Why a variable? Because I should change the shape. Why I call the shape is my own variable, because I need to change the shape and I want to check the effect of the shape. How you students, you want to test the shape if you don't know if it's variable or not? I should test the shape, and then how can I test it? I will change it and I will test every different shape. So a shape of an object is called a variable. A variable is something that can affect an investigation. So if my hypothesis is that the shape will affect the speed, so the shape is the variable. Look at page 20 of your textbook and name the variables that Cassini noted down that she thought could affect her investigation. Uh, so, in an investigation, something that can be changed is called a variable. This is the list of possible variables that Cassini thought of. She thought of the shape of the clay, the mass of the clay, the volume of the water in a cylinder, the temperature of the water. So this is 4 variables. She will test every variable to see what is the effect of every variable. Now, from your pre-knowledge, you will know that the temperature will not affect, the volume will not affect, and the mass will not affect. The effect only the shape. The shape will affect the speed. This is from pre-knowledge, but for a new student, he will not know which one will affect, so he will just name these 4 variables and he will test every single variable. Note that it's very important to change only one variable in an investigation. The rest must be kept the same. To test the shape, I should keep the temperature and the mass and the volume of the cylinder constant. I will not change these 3. I will change the shape. If I want to test the mass, I will keep the shape and the volume of the cylinder and the temperature constant. I will change the mass. Okay, every variable I want to test, I should change it, and the other I will keep it the same. Okay, that's how my experiment it should be done. Which variable did Cassini decide to keep the same or constant during her investigation? Of course, it's the temperature, the volume, and the mass, because she wants to change the shape. So in her investigation, Cassini decided to use different clay shapes. She would drop them in water and see which hit the bottom of the container first. So she has a lot of different shapes. She will drop it in the water and she will see which one will hit the bottom first. The one that hit the bottom first is the shape that is more streamlined, right? We have taken this idea. We took it before. So before Cassini started her investigation, she made a scientific guess or prediction. She did a prediction. She predicted which shape will reach the bottom. And let's see, you guys, from these 3 different shapes, which one will hit the bottom first. Let's predict, and I'm waiting your answer in the Google Classroom. We will continue later. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to answer the question, and then I will record a video, not today, the next tomorrow, and inshallah I will explain which shape will reach the bottom first and why, and how to write the report of our investigation. Don't forget that it's not about the shape, it's just an example to know how to plan and to ask question and to write a report. That's our lesson. Thank you so much.